The disrespect Sam Presti just got from Stephen A. Smith is absolutely insane, as it was uncalled for, and he wasn't necessarily calling for his head and job, but was calling out that he has a ton of failures in his career as the general manager of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and every GM is going to have failures, but he's making it seem like Sam Presti should have been fired long ago with everything he's listing off. He's talking about how the fact that they haven't won a championship since he's been a GM is a disgrace. Now, I understand it to an extent. Okay, to an extent. The GM can assemble the team, but what do you expect him to do? You expect him to go out there and play? You expect him to put on, the shoes, lace it up and everything, go out there, put on the headband, and drop 40 points as a general manager? He's not Jackie Moon. This isn't semi-pro, all right? This isn't a movie. He can put the team together. Now it comes down to the coach and the team itself to actually perform. And looking back at it, the team just didn't perform. Kevin Durant folded, all right? He left the team instead of coming back to try to win a finals. And if he stayed, the Thunder would have ended up winning the finals, okay? It's not his fault that a player was a snake in a cupcake and ran away. That's not his fault whatsoever. He's putting all these, he's blaming Presti for all these things that are player responsible, that came down to the players, saying like, you had all these players assembled, blah, 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 and you never won once. The majority of the time, these players didn't even play together at the same time. He's talking absolutely crazy out of his ass, just that simple. So we're going to break down everything Stephen A. Smith had to say and kind of debunk why he's an idiot for saying all this. I don't want to be like too harsh on him, but like, it's just absurd that he was calling him out and saying all this stuff about him. Before we get into all that, though, I just want to take a quick moment to recognize we're about at 2,500 subs, trying to hit 3,000 as soon as possible. All right, that's only 500 away. If you guys enjoyed the content, you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, or if you want to support the channel, the best way to do so is just by hitting that subscribe button. With that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into talking about what Stephen A. Smith had to say. All right, first up, this right here, okay? Written by Cade Kimball over at NBA Analytics. Check his stuff out over there. This is what he had to say to start off this article, and then we'll go into the quotes and everything. The Thunder have enjoyed quite a bit of success since arriving to Oklahoma City from Seattle. Though they haven't raised a banner in the arena, that is a problem for some, including ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith. Despite the club's sustained success, the Thunder have had to rebuild once since their arrival, and it took a few seasons to execute. They've been quite dominant outside of not having won a title, and they're constantly a contender. That didn't stop Smith from going on a rant and calling out the Thunder and executive Sam Presti. And like, it was just kind of insane, the fact he was calling him out. First off, do you know how many teams are in longer title droughts than the Thunder? Thunder in a 17-year title drought. I get it. It's been 17 years since the team came together. All right. So I wouldn't be all that concerned about it whatsoever. Think of like the Kings, the Pistons, all these teams that haven't won a title in so long. People were talking about the Celtics not winning a title since 2008. All right. Like, this happens. There have been 10 teams that have never won an NBA championship in NBA history. The Thunder are one of them, but there's 30 teams in the league. All right, it's just one of those things where large markets dominate, and the fact he's built contenders in a small market, that should be enough to keep his job, and it has been. That's the reason he's been the GM of the Thunder for all this time, is the fact he's built a contender in a small market and has even outshined these larger markets right there. That also plays into like why Kevin Durant left, okay? He wanted an easy way out and get a ring. I don't blame him for that, all right? And go for every NBA player to win a ring. However, it was just kind of messed up how he did it. But he went to a larger market because he was going to get more time there and, kind of more time to shine in the national media attention. That's simple. That's what it was, okay? Sam Presti can't control the market, all right? He can't just magically say, Oklahoma City, I want you to grow by like 3 million people. He can't say that. He doesn't control that, okay? He only controls putting together the team and staff. That is it, okay? Going into the next part of it here, going into quotes from Stephen A. Smith, all right? There is no question Presti is an elite executive, right? And there's no question about it. He's right about that. Nobody is advocating for him to be removed or anything like that. It's just when he rips into him, it kind of seems like it. That the guy's a phenomenal executive, but damn, at some point in time, it ain't about you just competing. Can you win the chip? Could you close the deal? I mean, think about it. Sam Presti has overseen the Oklahoma City Thunder for years, and he has, all right? He has overseen the Thunder for quite some time now without a championship. He's been there quite a while. Stephen A. Smith was talking about Presti and the team in this regard to their loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where they lost by 7 without Chet Holmgren, Alex Caruso, and AJ Mitchell. That's when he brought up these comments. When they lost to the Cavs, thinking like, oh, maybe they can't contend anymore. Are the Cavs a clear-cut finals favorite? OKC was injured. The Cavs were healthy. What'd you expect, all right? The two best teams in the NBA going up against each other. One team not fully healthy, missing an all-NBA center, okay, an all-defensive guard, and then a top 5 rookie in the league. They were missing all that against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have 3 All-Stars on the team and an all-NBA player in Donovan Mitchell. Great team that they have over there. Nothing to take away from the Cavs. Just the Thunder were injured. They only somehow managed to lose by 7 on the road against Cleveland. That's impressive. That is impressive right there. If you're starting to question and be concerned if OKC can get it done because they've been injured so much, we haven't seen them fully healthy, and you're like, oh, look how close they're playing against like the Celtics at home. Look how look how they lost against the Cavs on the road. Blah blah blah. They can't get it done. They have been injured. Wait for them. All right, fully healthy, no team can compete with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They can't. No team beats OKC in a 7-game series. They don't. All right. In perfect world where no one gets injured, doesn't happen. They might only have like 2 losses this season if they stayed healthy. That's simple. Last part here, and those last, kind of bits of quotes over here. All right. You've had Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson. That's just crazy. He brought up Reggie Jackson, James Harden, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, Victor Oladipo. I mean, Carmelo Anthony at the tail end of his career. Victor Oladipo, who was going through injuries, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the list goes on and on. Now you got my MVP with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's a stud. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. I'm just looking at them and I'm saying at some point in time, is just accumulating a roster and being a perennial playoff challenger. Is that all it is? Could you win one? That's what I'm going to say about Sam Presti. Sam Presti, you've had enough of a honeymoon. I want a chip in Oklahoma City. When you going to get one? And it's this season. Have you been watching the games, Stephen A? Have you been watching the games out there? Oops, I accidentally closed it off. But have you been watching the games? Have you been watching what this Oklahoma City defense has been doing? Have you been watching what the offense is doing? I'm making this. I'm watching the Knicks game right now, and OKC is whooping them belt to ass right now. It is absurd that you're just asking, are they going to actually win a championship? When are they going to get it done? It's this year. It's the next 5 years with this team that they've put together, with how they've built a roster and how they've kind of starting to build a dynasty, because they're going to win one this year and they'll probably win one again another. All right. At least 2 or 3 more are in their time frame here because they're going to be great for the next 5 to 10 years. That's simple. If you haven't recognized this by now, what games are you watching? That's simple. If you haven't recognized that this is the year for the Oklahoma City Thunder, are you even watching the games? You have to have recognized it by now with what they're doing to teams. What they did against a fully healthy Celtics team, the 2024 NBA champions. What they've been doing to the Knicks. What they've been doing to other Western Conference teams. The fact that they hung in there with the Cleveland Cavaliers team that was fully healthy, even though they were injured. All right, missing Chet, Caruso, and AJ Mitchell. Missing those guys, they still hung in and had a chance to win that game late there. Have you not been watching these games? Are we not watching the same games? That's all I'm asking. Because you keep on making it seem like Presti can't get it done and the Thunder can't get it done when they have built what could possibly be one of the greatest teams we have ever seen in NBA history, but yet you haven't recognized that. That's all I got. I don't want to rip into them too much more, all right, because I could go on for hours and hours and hours of saying the same thing. Let me know what you guys personally thought about Stephen A's comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.